Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you for having me, Desiree.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on this morning, Stephen. And could you tell us about the organization Carry the Load?
Yeah, Carry the Load is a nonprofit organization that provides active ways for Americans to connect with the sacrifices made by our military, our veterans, our first responders, and their families. And one of the ways we do that is a national relay that travels across the United States. And we're actually coming, one of the legs of that, the West Coast leg of that relay will be coming through Sacramento on Tuesday, May the 3rd.
And how did Carry the Load get started?
Carry the Load was started in Dallas in 2011. Myself and another former SEAL, Clint Bruce, decided to start the organization after having gotten out of the Navy, and really Memorial Day rolled around, and it seemed like it didn't matter to the majority of Americans. It had become just another 3-day weekend to start the summer, and so it was started as a way to make sure we never forgot the real importance of a Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I think it's important that this is happening. And how has this made an impact on your life and that of others?
Personally for me, that transition out of the military, out of the SEAL teams was an interesting one. I would tell you that loss of identity, that loss of sense of purpose, that higher calling was tougher than I anticipated. And Carry the Load really gave me an avenue to continue to serve. And here I am 10 years later, and it's something that I spend a lot of time volunteering for, year after year, and it's allowed me to make that transition more seamlessly.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like it's really made an impact on you and others. And what would you teach kids about the meaning of Memorial Day? I know you said it kind of sometimes easily gets brushed off as just a 3-day weekend, but what would you think is important for kids to know about Memorial Day?
I think it's important to teach our younger generation about the men and women who've made that ultimate sacrifice for this country. Um, having served alongside men that did not come home. Again, it's important for me to tell their story to my kids and the kids of others, so that their memory and that ultimate sacrifice, will never be forgotten.
Yeah, I think that's really necessary and important, not only to teach to our younger generation, but so everyone knows that as well. And how can people get involved, Stephen, with Carry the Load?
People can come out, they can walk with us, they can cheer us on. Again, we'll be walking through Sacramento Tuesday, May the 3rd. You can also you can go to carrytheload.org, and you can find out exactly hour by hour where we're gonna be as we come through Sacramento on Tuesday the 3rd. In addition, they can go register with us at carrytheload.org. They can fundraise for us, and again, that fundraising goes to services um, that span the gamut of suicide prevention, job assistance. We support Gold Star Kids with educational assistance. There's adaptive training, some very unconventional recreational therapies. It's a broad scope, but again, lots of different ways for people to get involved. Just go to carrytheload.org to learn more.
That's good to know. And Stephen, for Carry the Load, who are you carrying?
It's a great question. I'm always carrying the men of the United States Navy SEAL teams, those that gave the ultimate sacrifice that I had the opportunity and to serve with. So those men and their families are always at the top of my mind.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, we appreciate you coming on this morning and thank you for your service. And I'm going to let our viewers know where they can go for more information to get involved. And for more info, visit carrytheload.org.